Alright guys, Papa Pepper here with one of my favorite creatures. This is actually a soft-shell turtle. So if you notice a couple things about it, you're going to see it's very flat. And it's, it doesn't have a hard shell, and then it's got a really nice snout on it too. So soft-shell turtles, I've found them all across North America. See a lot of them in Wisconsin, a lot of them down in Florida, everywhere in between. They actually get relatively large for a freshwater turtle. I've seen them probably almost 18 inches or so as far as total length. A couple things that set them apart from other turtles, other aquatic turtles, is that they do have a most interesting shell. Some people call them leatherback, some people call them pancake turtles, and then they've got this really interesting head, if you notice that. All that has to happen for it to breathe is just for that tiny tip of its nose to break the surface. So it's a hard turtle to locate often for multiple reasons. Number one is if it's out there in the water somewhere and it's breathing, only that tiny little tip of its nose, which isn't a lot bigger on a large soft-shell turtle, has to break the surface to be able to breathe. Also, they're very flat and they're very fast both on land and in the water. And then in the water, what they'll do is they'll often bury themselves in the mud, either sometimes on the shore and sometimes down in the water, and there'll just be a little hole where their head eventually peeks out and they reach the air and then they come back. So I've actually been walking along like irrigation canals in Texas, seen a little hole in the sand down at the bottom of the water there. I'm like, you know what? Let's go dig in the mud there and see what there is. And I'd find little, well, they were bigger than this, but little soft-shell turtles. So these ones, like a lot of turtles, the females get larger than the males. They do lay eggs. They have very long necks. If you notice them stretching out right now, so if you put it on its back, it's going to use its neck, see that, to flip right over. And it's got a good reach then as well, much like a snapping turtle. Their beaks or their mouths are very, very sharp. I mean, they're not as sharp as a razor blade, but they're sharp and they can take a really good bite out of you. And a couple really cool things about these guys especially is soft-shell turtles, like a lot of other aquatic turtles in the northern states or places where they have to hibernate through the winter, spend the whole winter under the surface of the pond or of the lake or of the river. And one thing that these guys can do is they can actually run the water over certain things in their throat that actually allow them to extract oxygen from the water. So if you can think about just being underwater and pretty much pumping water across your throat to be able to extract oxygen, that is crazy. And then when I talk about the speed of these creatures too, one of the main foods for soft-shell turtles is going to be fish. This is one of the few turtles I've ever heard of that is so fast it can actually swim and catch a fish that's trying to swim away from it. So kind of in a race where the fish is trying to get away and the turtle's faster, so eventually it can overtake it and overpower it. So Pinky Pepper found this one actually just down there. A little bit down the stream from us where we're at right now, and it's a very cute, very little, very cool turtle. I think it's just a smooth soft-shell turtle. Up in Wisconsin, some of the ones I'd catch were the spiny soft-shell turtles, but a very cute, very cool specimen. I'm also going to do a photo shoot of that, which maybe I'll link in the description to this video if you want some better images of this thing. But a really interesting creature, a very cool one. If you guys know me, I encounter a lot of snakes, but turtles are one of my favorite creatures of all time. And this one, I mean, I was married before I ever caught a soft-shell turtle in the wild. So the fact that my like 8-year-old daughter is able to go catch one in the wild on her own, that's cool and that's exciting for us. So nice, cold-blooded, soft. You know, they call them soft-shell for a reason. But incredible reptile, and then unlike a lot of reptiles that you may be familiar with too, I mean, as far as scales, a lot of turtles, tortoises, alligators, lizards, snakes, all got scales. And soft-shell turtles, kind of not really. They mostly have a smooth skin and a smooth shell. They don't even have like the scoots that a normal one would. So, all right, guys, that's another one of my wild friends. Pop out.
As always, I'm Papa Pepper, and I'd like to remind you, don't post for free. If you'd like to be part of a revolution in social media, an economic power to the people, where users can actually blog for cryptocurrency, then I'd recommend that you check out steemit.com and join the revolution. Papa out.